So recently I've been playing a lot around with the ASR 1991 Formula 1 mods for Assetto Corsa, and that got me thinking, what is the fastest 1991 Formula 1 car? We're going to do 10 laps for each car around the Croft circuit, because I like Croft. Each car's going to have the same setup. We're going to use the default gears, default tyres, which is the C. We're going to use 50 litres of fuel, 11-12 aero, and we're going to leave the rest standard except for brake pressure 55, brake bias 55, brake pressure 100, and we're going to lower the anti-roll bar rear by 1 click. And yeah, so let's get started. We're going to go by where they finished in the actual championship. So we're going to start with the Footwork Porsche. This was a fantastic car. I'm lying, of course. It was terrible. It came second to last. It only finished ahead of the Coloni, which there isn't a mod for. This car had a Porsche-designed V12, and it was supposed to bring both companies... That's a good start. So as I was saying, it had a Porsche V12, and it was supposed to bring both companies to stardom. They were thinking, oh yes, Footwork Arrows is going to finally shoot up to the top of the championship. Porsche is going to make its triumphant return, having last been with tag engines, powering the McLarens to victory. Oh my god. But alas, that did not happen. The Porsche Footwork was a bit of an absolute freaking disaster area. It was so bad that they pulled out less than halfway through the season and moved to Ford V8 engines because the Porsche was heavy, slow, unreliable, and oh shit. And the engine was so bad, Footwork didn't pay for it in the end because they had a clause in the contract that the V12s had to have a certain level of performance, which they did not reach. Alright, let's go for our first lap. Ooh, locking up massively, losing control. Oh dear. Even if I'm not a very good driver, it means at least it'll be consistent. Each car's getting the same driver, same track, same conditions. There's one problem with the ASR mods, they understeer a lot. Which is why I have to have such an aggressive aero setup, because otherwise they just understeer for days. So I really like that ASR make these underdog Formula 1 cars and teams of the 91 season. It's very interesting. They've got almost all of them, I think. But the only ones they're missing is Coloni and AGS from the 91 season. Oh, and Footwork Ford. And they have the Footwork Porsche. Which is honestly the one I'd prefer to drive. Yes, the Footwork Ford was better. Uh-oh. Massive understeer. But the Footwork Porsche is, more exciting at least. Can we take this flat? Oh no, especially not if we go to 4th instead of 6th. Oh. Leaving it pinned, I'm determined. Oh yes, easy flat through there. Roaring down the back straight. 270 as we hit the brakes hard. It's a really bumpy corner, that. Really easy to lose the car. Especially if you're on a slightly stiffer car than this. Now this back section here is terrifying because it's flat but just. You really have to get the right line. Then you understeer there. These last 2 corners here are really deceptive. You think they're a lot higher speed than they actually are. And then this last section is so slow speed. So hard to get it right. Which is why I'm doing 10 laps in each car. Because I'm not super consistent, but hopefully that amount of laps gives each car a chance to show its worth. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 oh my god. That reminds me. I need to turn on some stuff. I need a lap counter and a pedal counter. There you go, that's clotted now. Perfect. Turn in, nice, nice. Oh no! problem with that spin is not only is that fucked that lap, but it's fucked this lap now, because I haven't got a proper run down the back straight. Alright, I was completely silent around that lap. Let's see how that one went. 113? Wow. Maybe if I shut up occasionally, I'll go alright. Come on. Oh, shit. Went wide. No, no! That wasn't good. Well, that's this lap. Fucked. Out of the final corner for the last flying lap. Let's go. Shit. Oh, no, 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 no! Fuck! Well, that's the end of that. Bugger it. Well, let's see an external, at least, of the best lap. Alright, next car. Now the next car is a car I know nothing about. The Fondmetal. I don't know anything about the Fondmetal. I know it's got a dumb name. And that's about it. Now this car only finished just ahead of the Footwork. Wow, it is so slow on the straights. Oh my god. That can't be right. I refuse to believe the Porsche, the Footwork Porsche engine, was able to go 40 km an hour faster on the back straight, or the main straight, or whatever straight it is. This thing doesn't feel like it has as much understeer as the Porsche did. Alright, let's go for our first flying lap, eh? Accelerating down the back straight. It's very slow in a straight line, this thing. Methinks it beat the Footwork not through performance, but through reliability. But again, I actually know very little about this. Fondmetal is one of the few back markers I know almost nothing about. I believe it was the Onyx team, and then it was bought out by its primary sponsor, I think? I actually don't know. I'll have a text on the screen correcting me or not. Whoa! I cannot believe I caught that. That was huge. It's so slow. Oh, 10 laps in this thing is going to kill me because it's going to take the rest of my life. It feels better than the footwork in the corners. Ah. 115. That's not so good. Ooh. Suddenly hit a bump mid-corner, which is launched. Whoa! Okay, I cannot touch that inside curb with this car. It just spins me. That lap felt alright. 115 dead. That's not so good. I reckon I'm just losing all the time in the straights because this thing is so freaking slow in the straights. It is intensely slow in the straights. Come on. 14.8. Still 1.6 seconds off the footwork. Which is, you know, slightly hilarious. Uh-oh. No, come on, that felt good. Ah. Completely fucked that section up. Alright, keep it going. Come on. Much tighter line through there. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but I gave it a go. Alright, into here. Let's not fuck it up this time. I wonder if I can keep it flat through that second corner. Oh no, I fucked that up. Alright, come on, come on, come on, come on! 114.1. Come on, let's keep it going. Oh, I'm 10th down. Oh shit! Come on! Alright, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna go flat, and I'm gonna keep it flat. Didn't work. Oh, you can't go flat. Aww. Maybe, just maybe, if I hadn't fucked the line up, we can go flat through there. I'm not 100% sure. Alright, last lap, let's go. All or nothing, baby, let's go. Whoops. No. Whoa. I don't think this is going to be faster. But I drifted around, which is fun. Oh, no, this is definitely not going to be faster, not with corners like that. Okay. So, the footwork. This is not footwork, this is the Fondmetal. So the Fondmetal was 8/10 slower? That's madness. Let's have a look at the external view, eh? I can remember which lap it was. Alright, next! Next up, we got the Modena Lambo. This car is not very regularly remembered, and when it is remembered, it's misremembered as the Lamborghini F1 car, which isn't actually correct. It was in fact a Modena F1 car. It was just called the Lambo 291. So people, and it had a Lamborghini engine, but it was not actually a works Lamborghini F1 car. Well, I should get that back. It's a very pretty car though. Not very fast. Let's give it a go, eh? I can already tell though, it's a lot faster in a straight line than the Ford engine Fondmetal. Not sure if it's faster than the Porsche, which I think is inaccurate, because the Lambo's engines were pretty quick. Definitely quicker than that freaking Porsche V12. Already this feels faster. Which wouldn't make sense, I'm going progressively faster. Each car should be faster than the last. Holy shit. Whoa, 112 dead? What the hell? This thing is so much faster. Uh-oh. This is probably going to affect my time. Come on, hold it, hold it. Nice, nice save. Not sure if this is entirely accurate. From my understanding, this Lambo... Not a Lambo, I'm misremembering. This Modena was a bit of a piece of shit. So I'm not sure how accurate this mod is, but as I said, it's very early days, and it sounds great. I just listen to that Lambo. God, I wish we'd seen this V12 a bit more. I know once it made its way into a McLaren, and apparently it was Senna's preference. He wanted this Lamborghini engine in the McLaren, but for whatever reason, it didn't end up coming to fruition. But imagine. I guess then we would be misremembering it though. Part of the excitement of the that was crap. Part of the excitement of the Lamborghini engine is that we didn't see it much. We didn't see it in many cars. It had this slightly mystical edge to it. And maybe if we'd seen it in the McLaren, it would have lost that. It wouldn't have been as special anymore. So I think McLaren ended up going with Peugeot V10s. I say, Peugeot's a pretty interesting car company to make Formula 1 engines, eh? Especially with what Peugeot are known for nowadays. I mean, I know this making the Le Mans hypercar and everything, but still, not the first company you think of when you think of McLaren Formula 1 team. Drunk drift. Whoa! 111.2. Holy shitarama. Come on, come on. How fast was that? Oh, almost identical, but not faster. Already a tenth down on my best lap. Oh, and that's not going to help. Really bad through there. Oh, I'm so excited for when we get to the good cars. That corner is going to be sweet. Alright, let's get this corner. Let's get this set up. Let's go for a good lap, eh? No talking. Very quiet. Braking just before the bollard thing. Braking just before the chicane. After turning really aggressive at the start and then open the steering up. Flat through that second chicane thingy. Flat down the back straight, braking just before the 100-meter board. Having to basically roll through that corner. It's just a bit too bumpy and tight to really accelerate through. Gotta pick your line through there, because it is flat, but you can fuck it up. Braking just as you straighten the wheel for these last two flying corners. Lift a little bit for the second one. Shifted to fourth, up to fifth. Braking sort of in about the midpoint of the change of the tarmac. Braking just as you straighten the wheel. Rolling it through this final sector. Braking down into first gear for the final corner. Really patient through there. And hard on the gas up to the line. That was a shit lap. Oh, come on. I was commentating. It felt good, but it was garbage, alright? Final lap time. Oh, that... Oh, no. That's not good. Braking well too late, and we fucked it. I mean, I might as well... Well then. Guess I won't finish this lap. Alright, so I guess the fastest in the Modena Lambo 291 was at 1:11.2. So much faster than the Fondmetal and the Porsche Footwork. Let's have a watch back of that fastest lap, eh? God, it's a pretty car. Just look at it. Beautiful. Next car. Our next car on the list, the Ligier Lamborghini. Now, the Ligier Lamborghini should have been a much better car than it actually ended up being. It was not very good. Its drivers, Eric Comas and Thierry Boutsen, were lumbered with it for an entire season, obviously. It really should have been a better car than it was, but alas, the Ligier Lamborghini just wasn't very good. Oh, sounds great though. Well, let's see how she goes, eh? Whoa, it's got a heck of a lot of understeer. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That feels terrible in the corners. What on earth? Oh no. Your turn in's alright, but then look at that! That's hilarious. Alright, flying lap, let's go. I got a bad feeling about this thing. I think it might be slower than the Modena. Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh. It's definitely the fastest car on the straight so far. Oh crap. Maybe I'm turning in too hard. Maybe I need to do a lot less turn in with this car. Oh yeah, that feels better. Be very gentle with the steering on this thing because the fronts have so little grip. Alright, be a lot less aggressive and will be a much slower in turning. It was a crap lap. It was still a 1:13. Uh-oh. Bugger. Well, I'm counting this lap. I mean, I know I cut, but I'm counting it anyway because I'm a bastard. Alright, let's go for a proper lap this time, eh? Roaring down the straight. It's definitely the fastest on the straights. It's got less... the same engine as the Modena, but I assume less drag. Which makes sense. It's a much bigger team. Ligier have been around for ages. I'll wait till we hit like the Williams and the McLarens and stuff. I'm going to actually drive well. It's going to be beautiful. It's got so little mechanical grip, this thing. It is so infuriating through that final section where it's all mechanical grip because you just have to be so patient. You just have to sit there while nothing happens. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to beat the Lambo Modena. I mean, we'll try. No! No! Oh, God, this thing sucks. This is the worst one I've driven so far. It feels the worst to drive. Yeah. Fucked that up. Ugh! So frustrating. This thing is the least fun to drive out of any of them so far. This is definitely the hardest to drive. I mean, yes, it's got more downforce in those high-speed sections, like that. It's easy. But it feels the worst under braking. It's really crapping the slower to mid-speed corners. Because it's just got... I think it's just got no mechanical grip whatsoever. No, that's that fucked. That's that lap gone. Lap's fucked. No! Alright. So we saw on the Delta at one point that I was going 9/10 up. So I know that at least a 12 dead is like God, my careers are cooked. A 12 dead is possible. But it's so frustrating to drive. It's so difficult. I'm not sure if I can do it. This Ligier. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. Definitely, so far, the worst car we've driven. Alright, last lap. Let's go. See if we can't actually do a good lap for once in this piece of shit. Alright, final lap. What was that like? 12-6 dead. That was the best I could do in this thing, guys. Oh, that was really frustrating. Alright. Let's watch the external, eh? Alright, that was awful. I hate this car. Next car. Next, we have the Leyton house. Now, this wasn't the Leyton house that almost got Ivan Capelli to a win. But, it's also still an alright car, I think. I mean, it beat the Ligier, which was a big company. This had the Ilmor? I don't even know what that company is. V10, I believe. Let's go. I'm getting exhausted. How far am I through the list? Oh, there's so many cars to go, and I'm getting so tired. This is very tiresome. 10. Why did I decide to do 10 laps with each car? Fucking hell. Alright, let's go. It's definitely nowhere near as loud as the other cars. Let's see what she feels like. Well, it feels better than that Ligier, that's for damn sure. Alright, let's go for a flyer. God, it's so much more quiet than the Lamborghini engines. I'm not sure if that's just the mod or if this car was actually this much more quiet. Oh, it's not great at the slow speed. I'm not sure if it's as bad as the Ligier, but it's not particularly good in the slow speed. 113.3. It's alright. Alright, through the high speeds, it's pretty good. Oh, shit. That one is real hard on this car. Bit of oversteer there. Beautiful drift. Uh-oh. Completely fucked that section up. Felt pretty good so far. It's probably the best car so far through that corner. Feels alright. Feels alright. And now we floor it out of here. Let's go, 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 go. 112.7. Almost as fast as the Ligier. I'd say already, but to lap 6 already. Holy shit. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go. Come on. I don't know if I'm going faster or slower, but it feels like a good lap. And before it's like 2 seconds slower. No, I left the braking. Fuck. Broke too late. Oh, so infuriating. It was still 6/10 faster than my previous best. Holy shit. Huh. Actually killed the driver just then. Holy shit. Come on, slow down, you fuck. We're going for a quick one this time, guys. Let's go. 7/10 down. Ah, fuck. Alright, final lap. Let's go. Whew, that was close. Almost didn't make it through there. Refuse to look at the delta. I'm just concentrating on the driving right now. Another great final hairpin, but let's go. Come on. 112.6 on my final lap. Holy shitarama. Alright, let's have a look at the replay before we move on to the next car. Alright, the Leyton house was, yeah, it was alright. It was pretty quick, but wasn't so tough on the brakes. That didn't make any sense. Next car. Next up, we have the Larrousse Lola Ford. I never realized that Lola made the Larousses. I always thought they were their own car, but alas, 'tis a Lola. And also, I always thought Larrousse was basically tied to Lamborghini. They always seem to run Lamborghini engines. I didn't realize they ever didn't. Apart from the 94 season, of course, where Lamborghini didn't run either. Apparently in 91 they weren't Lamborghinis, they were Ford V8s. Let's see if it's any better than that last Ford V8, the Fondmetal. She feels alright. Not very fast on the straights though. 240 there. I was hitting what, 270 in the other cars? Almost 280 in the Leyton house. Oh, she's slow. Pretty nice on the brakes though. A bit better than the Leyton house, which not feel great on the brakes. Pretty good mid-corner as well. Most of the cars have suffered from pretty catastrophic understeer mid-corner, whereas this thing feels pretty good mid-corner. Seems to grip up well, which is nice. Pretty good at low speed as well. I mean, I fucked that up, but got a lot more mechanical grip than the other cars. God, the Ford engine doesn't have a lot of guts, does it? Come on! Right, let's go for a better flying lap, because that one didn't feel so hard. And it really wasn't. Wow! 116! That's bad. Oh, no, come on! Ah, that was terrible. Is this going to be the slowest car? It feels kind of weird because so far the first car was to score multiple points. Leyton House was the first car to score points in the championship. It scored 1. This car scored 2. The thing feels pretty good to drive. It's not. I'd say the worst car to drive so far was the not the Larrousse. This is the Larrousse with the Ligier. That thing felt terrible. This thing feels pretty good. It's just, it's not that fast, is it? I mean, this can't seem to go as fast as I could do in the Fondmetal, which was not a good car. Let's go, Larrousse. Come on. Let's get a good lap in. Not flat. According to my time, this thing is garbage. Maybe we didn't give Aguri Suzuki and Eric Bonald, was he the other driver? Maybe we didn't give enough credit to hustling this thing onto the grid, because in my experience, this thing's shit. Come on. Come on. Ah, lost so much time in the final sector there. At least I finally cracked into the 115s. This thing feels a lot better to drive than cars like the Ligier, but my god, it's so slow. Alright, second to last lap. Let's go. Come on. Let's have a good lap, please. Whoa. That was a massive slide. Alright, final lap. Be completely silent this final lap because I want it to be a good one. Come on. Woo! 115 dead. Oh, my God, that was hard work. Alright. Let's watch a replay. Alright, the Larrousse Lola Ford. It felt the nicest to drive, but Christ, it was slow, fucking slow. Next car. Next up, we have the Brabham, as driven by Martin Brundle and Mark Blundell, just, you know, to mess with the commentators, I guess. This thing was powered by a, you heard this right, Yamaha V12. Yamaha made a V12 for this car. I think it was an exclusive deal with Brabham. It was a pretty funky looking car. It was a lot of fun to look at. Not super fast. Not super terrible either. Just sort of alright. So let's see how it goes. Now this is probably the ASR car I've driven the most. I just like the way it drives. I've driven it a lot. So if I'm fast in this, then that's probably why. But I've never driven it around Croft, so... Oh! That didn't feel great. It's pretty fast down this back straight, though. Oh, but we got the Chunder. Chundering is back, everyone. Mark Blundell, Martin Brundle. What a combination. And I think this was the second time they'd been teammates. I think they were teammates in Ligier at one point. I don't know why people kept pairing them together. Maybe team principals just thought it was hilarious, because I think it's hilarious. Maybe it's just because they were both good drivers. That's also a possibility. A nice sounding V12 with the old Yamaha. See how fast she is on a quick one. Whoa. Big hop just then. See what she's like around the final corner. It's alright. The old Yamaha Brabham. 113. Wow, this thing is already so much faster than the Larrousse. Oh, this final section's just... Oh, it's so clumsy and slow in a Formula 1 car. I don't know what it's like in the other series. I know they'd race BTCC around here. I think they do some other series. I think they might race the trucks around here. Actually, I'm not sure if they do. Whoa! Whoa! Alright then. Oh, whoops, I hit the wall. God, I just shifted my pedals under my desk. Now the whole car feels fucking weird as to drive. Oh, shit! If I don't have damage on, I would have destroyed the engine just then. Whoa. Epic drift just there, my brother. Oh, shit. Come on. Alright, let's try and do a good lap. I've done like 5 absolute garbage laps in this thing. That's not gonna help. Well, how fast was that? Is that a good one? Ooh, 111.9. Alright, how fast was that? Bit slower, dang. Come on. Oh, we chundering now, boys. Uh-oh. Note that. I think there's a lot more in this car that I ain't accessing, which is infuriating. How many laps have I done of this freaking circuit at this point? Alright, let's go. Oh, drifting through this long corner. Crikey. Braking on the grass and yet still holding it. Real Alex Albon move there. Alright, how good was this lap? What was this? Whoa! 1 minute 10.8! Let's see if we can't improve on our final lap. First car in the 1 minute 10s. Wow. Oh, that's not going to help my time. It was cool, though. Oh, shit. Turned in too late. If you turn in too late for that corner, you're done. Just going to keep it gunned, though. I might gain time in the rest of the lap. Who knows? Well, that was the worst I've gone into there. Probably without crashing. Probably this entire session. I just saw in the Delta 1.3 down. Who knows? Maybe I'll make a second up in this final corner. I did not. Oh, my God. This thing's actually a lot of fun to drive. It feels a lot livelier than a lot of the other cars, and it makes it a lot of fun. Alright, let's have a watch of the external of our fastest lap, eh? Alright, the Brabham. It's tail happy. That makes it a lot of fun. And so far, it was pretty freaking quick. First car in the 1 minute 10s, which is pretty exciting. Next! Oh my God, I just saw the recording time. We've been doing this for 2 hours. We're not even halfway through the list yet. Alright, next up, we got the Lotus. Driven by Mika Hakkinen. It was one of the last years of Lotus, of course, before they completely folded. It was ahead of the Brabhams and the Leyton houses and stuff, so it can't have been the worst car they ever made, but it certainly wasn't a top tier car, that's for damn sure. So it had a Judd V10, this thing, and it's loud as. Now, in terms of whoa, look at that arm movement. In terms of seat position, this feels lower than the other cars. Judd sounds good though. This is surprisingly throaty, low, grumbling V10. Usually V10s shriek. This one's very, very low Alright, first flying lap. Let's see what the Lotus is like. This is the real killer, this corner. You know what? I know the Lotus feels pretty good through there. Down the straight. Ooh, it just bogs in 5th gear. There's nothing there. Like, you saw in the acceleration up through 4th gear is pretty good, but the moment I hit 5th, it just suddenly goes bleh. And methinks 5th is a bit long. But I'm determined to keep all the setups the same, to try and make it as even as possible. So that's what we're gonna do. So 5th is a bit long, well, I ain't fixing that, I'm keeping it. Annoyingly. Oh, I probably get some more speed up. But I'm an asshole like that. 1:15.1. Not great. How are we feeling, Lotus? We feeling alright? I think this car drives pretty nicely. I was expecting, to be honest, a lot less from it. I thought it was going to be a real nightmare. But actually, it's alright. And 14.3. Whoa, massively drifting through turn 1. That was slightly spooky. The gears on this thing are really what's holding it back the most, I think. The V10 doesn't have as much low-down torque as some of the other engines. Not surprisingly, it's a V10. As a result, on the lower gears, or at the lower end of the gears, I should say, it's not quite as punchy. We're progressively getting faster and faster, but I do not think the 110 that we hit in the Brabham was possible. So don't forget, this Lotus was driven by Mika Häkkinen, so there is a chance that the reason it finished higher in the champion standings, not because it was a better car, but because, well, maybe it was more reliable and driven a bit harder. But then again, that's unfair, because we know how good some of the other drivers who drove some of those other crap-ass backmarkers are. We know Ivan Capelli and the Leyton house was good. We know that Martin Brundle and Mark Blundell were good. We know Aguri Suzuki was proven. Marcel Gugelmin. Who else was driving those cars? Alex Cappy, Stefan Johansson. Michele Alboreto was also a Footwork Porsche driver. Really unfortunate way to end his career, right? We know these were all good drivers, so maybe it's unfair to say Häkkinen was that much better than them. No! 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 Oh, I'm getting tired. I'm getting sloppy. Alright, come on, let's go. 2:55 down the straight. Not good, actually. That's rubbish. That's probably where I'm losing time. Like the Larrousse, which was really nice in the corners, pretty quick, but it just had absolutely no speed. What's funny is these cars all feel a lot nicer than Ligier, but they're actually slower. Well, except for a couple of... Well, this car at least. But to ask me which one would be faster, this or that Ligier, I'd have said this a million days of the week, just driving it. If I'd had no concept of how long these laps actually took. Fuck that exit. Then I would have said, oh yeah, this, much faster than Ligier. But I can't get within a second of it. Oh, braking on the grass, not going to help my time. Alright, last lap, come on. Let's have a good one. My 2/10 down, this feels like such a good lap though. on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, just slower. Ah, holy cow. So the Lotus felt pretty good. Let's watch an onboard of our fastest lap. So in conclusion, the Lotus felt pretty good. Turned out, wasn't very good. Pretty slow. Next up, I wonder how many laps I've done at this point. Next up, we have the Dallara Jug. Famously driven by JJ Leyton to an incredible third place at the San Remo Grand Prix. At least I hope it was famously, because damn, it was a hell of a drive. What the? This is the first one with T-cam and side pod customization. Don't know what that does. Let's have a look. Still H-pattern, let's go. Now this car has also had a Judd V10 like the Lotus, but it sounds different. Ooh. This car is also very early in development. Uh-oh. We got chunder. We got some serious chunder in this car. Let's see what she's like though, eh? Oh, she's really bad on the brakes. Whoa. What? How fast was I going down that straight? Was I just going that much faster? I assume so. 280 down there. Wow, this thing's so much faster than anything else we've driven. We have to brake super early. This thing's got accelerates a bat out of hell. How fast are we going to reach on the back straight, I wonder? And now we're beating the Lotus. And now we're beating everything else we've ever driven. Wow. This thing's going to be really fast, I think. If I can get the cornering speed down. I have to relearn all my braking points. They're all pretty similar. With this thing, you have to brake quite a bit earlier. It's just so much faster. Wow, 112 dead already. Right, turn in. Nah. Not great. God, it's so fast in the straights, this thing. She really struggles in the corners. Whoa, massive oversteer there. Whoop, whoop. Just roll it through. Anytime we lose there, we can make up on the high-speed sections of the track. This thing, I might be able to beat the Brabham if I get a good lap in. So if I'd say the Brabham was the most responsive to drive, it felt what I imagine a 91 F1 car to drive like. You know, it was a bit lively, quite light feeling. A lot of these just have so much understeer and so much rear grip. I say that as I get a little drift going. Oh, that's a good lap. 1:11.1. I really think we could beat the Brabham getting to the 1 minute 10s. It's not as good in the corners, but God, it's so fast on the straights. Uh-oh. That's not going to help my lap time. Come on, 1 minute 10. It's in this car. I know it. Well, that's certainly not going to help my quest if I do the first section like that. Jeez. First sequence of corners completely fucked them up. And I fucked up this corner. So every corner so far this lap I fucked up, and then I spun. Ah. Alright, quiet time now while I do a good lap. Crap. Fuck the final sector, but still, yes, 1 minute 10. Okay, final lap. Let's go. No, 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 no. I don't know if that lap was going to be faster, but I really think it might have been. I should have picked an easier track, one where I don't make so many fucking mistakes. Alright. God, that lap would have been so fast had I not fucked that up. Alright. Whew. That was hard. Alright, let's have a watch of the replay, eh? Alright, in conclusion, the Dallara is really fast in a straight line. Bit chundery in the corners. And nowhere near as loud as the Lotus. I don't think I ended up breeding the Brabham, but if I didn't, I was pretty damn close. Next, we have the Minardi. Everyone loves Minardi as far as I'm concerned. I love Minardi. I still love them even today as Alpha Tauri. They were such fantastic underdog back markers. And they actually finished 7th in the 91 season, which was pretty impressive, considering that they were, you know, Minardi. So let's go. Let's have a look-see-loo. Still H pattern. It already feels much better in the corners. It feels a lot more like an F1 car. It's a lot more responsive. They're the same chassis, the same dashboard as one of the other cars. What car was it? So it shares the Brabham. I think the Brabham had the same dashboard as this. Now this is the first Ferrari engine car we've driven. I think the only 2 Ferrari teams this season were Ferrari and Minardi. So we've got a nice Ferrari V12 screaming behind us. This is when the Ferrari V12s were still a little competitive. I think it was 92 where they really stopped being any good. See what we hit on the straights, eh? Not quite as fast as that Dallara. That Dallara was a rocket ship. But this feels a lot nicer in the corners. 112 dead on my first flyer. That's pretty good. I think this thing's gonna be a bit of a bloody rocket ship. Oh, think I'm going to be the first person to say this in history, but this Minardi feels great to drive. 1 minute 10.9, and that wasn't even a particularly great lap. Wow! This has to beat the Dallara and the Brabham. Feels so much better to drive. Alright, let's go for a good lap, eh? Bugger. Just as I say, let's go for a good lap. I'll pull one of those off. 2/10 down. I thought this was a good lap. Maybe my 110.9 was just like an amazing lap and I didn't even realize it. Fuck! That drift ain't gonna help anyone. No! Holy shit, how did I hold that? Let's remember to have a look at that in the replay. Lap 8, Drift of the Gods. I guess my 110.9 was just like the best lap I'd ever done in my life, and now I can't ever do it again. Come on! Come on. Last lap, let's make it a good one. Oh, 1 minute 10.7 in my final lap. I saw at one point with 3/10 up, but I fucked it in the last corner. Whew. Alright, let's watch a replay then. How the fuck did I save that? I'm just watching this on repeat. I mean, not to stroke my own ego, but that was pretty epic. Alright, let's watch the fastest lap. Alright, final thoughts. The Minardi actually felt really, really good. It's currently at the top of the leaderboard, I think. I don't think the Brabham went that much faster. I think I beat the Brabham. It should have gone faster. I just couldn't seem to get a lap together with it. Next, we have the Tyrrell with the Honda V10. I actually had no idea that the Tyrrell had finished this high up in the standings. It finished 6th overall, which is not too bad, to be honest. I thought it was going to be well lower. But no, apparently, that's where the Tyrrell finished in 91. So, good job, Tyrrell. Alright, identical setup as to all the other cars. Still a H pattern. Let's go. It's crazy how different the steering wheel looks in this car. See, it's so much more simplistic than the other cars. It's just like a circle. You're like, hold on, good luck. Uh-oh. Oh, please. Alright, we're back to Chunderan. After a couple of cars are not too bad in the corners, I think this one might be back to our old understeery ways. Good on the brakes, though. Really good on the brakes. Uh-oh. Yep, there it is. Almost 280 down the straight, so pretty good. 113.2. Wasn't particularly smashing lap, so the Tyrrell might have finished well in the championship, but I am not sure it's going to do so well on our leaderboards. Of course, one of the things you got to remember about the championship is, back in these days, reliability played a much bigger factor than it does in the modern championship. It wasn't that shocking to have many of the cars retire due to mechanical issues well before the end of the race, so there's a chance that some of the cars, like the Tyrrell, might have finished up higher, not because of its raw pace, but just because it had a good, reliable engine. That's kind of the impression I'm getting. It doesn't feel as fast as... It doesn't feel terrible to drive, but, I mean, as you can tell by the times, it's nowhere near the likes of the Minardi and the Brabham, which were very quick. Brabham especially, maybe it wasn't that fast in real life. I'm not gonna lie, it seemed pretty freaking quick in this game. But hey, we're comparing less the real life cars. If you want to know where the real life cars finish, you just Wikipedia it. I'm more figuring out where the ASR mods all stack up, and how the 91 championship in Assetto Corsa would have looked if every driver had been me around Croft Circuit. I was 3/10 faster? Really? That was garbage. I was ranting about nothing. Alright then. Wow, 12 dead. Tyrrell does feel a hell of a lot better on the brakes than some of the earlier cars. I say the car that's most surprised me so far in this little adventure of mine is the Ligier. That thing felt so bad. No! Oh my god. That was brutal. Oh man. Oh my god. Alright, where am I going? Come on, back this way. Ooh. A little bit of a sideways moment there. Ooh. This lap's cursed anyway. Yeah, 1 second down. Christ. I'm getting tired, man. I'm driving for ages. I'm getting sloppy. Alright, come on. Good lap. Second to last lap. Let's go. This lap's a bit down. I can see the delta on the dashboard. Yeah, 3/10. Okay. Final lap. Let's go. Come on. Good lap inbound. Let's go. Ah, 1 minute 11.8. That's the best I can do out of this thing, I reckon. Woo! Boy. Alright, let's watch the replay. What a funky wing this thing, doesn't it? Alright, in conclusion of the Tyrrell, pretty good to drive. I still think the Brabham was the most fun to drive, but the Tyrrell's pretty good. It wasn't super quick, but I assume it must have been reliable to finish that high up in the championship. Yeah. Next car. Oh, we've been recording for 3 hours. 3 hours. My wrist hurts so bad. Alright, just a couple more. Let's do it. Into the top 5. Next, we have the Jordan 191. Probably the most famous car of the 91 season. Interestingly, this car is not an ASR car. It's a VRC car. I've tried both the ASR 191, but I prefer this one. So this is annoying because it's got a different setup. So we can't run the identical setup like we have been with the other cars. But I'm still going to put it on 50 liters of fuel. We're going to up the aero, which is what we did with the other cars. We're going to have 55 brake bias, and we're going to I can't lower the anti-roll bar. It's already lowered as low as it can go. So, hopefully, this will work out fine. Let's see how the VRC one compares to the ASR cars. Oh, shoot. I missed. That would have been embarrassing. Obviously, this car is very famous for giving one Monsieur Schumacher his debut in Formula 1. And everyone always talks about how impressive his performance was, but no one ever talks about that some other people did some pretty heroic stuff. And Andrea de Cesaris, if you want to say his name correctly, almost won the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's not forget that. Had his car not packed up. So, you know, this car isn't just the Michael Schumacher Express. It was a really good car beyond that, especially for a team's first go. It was a mega car. And it was very pretty. I'm not sure if I think it's the prettiest car of 91. I think the Modena Lambo is a pretty bloody pretty car. But I can see why a lot of people regard this thing as a gorgeous. Because, well, it was. It had a fantastic shape, a fantastic livery. I think Eddie Jordan himself said that this was his favourite of the Jordan F1 cars. Wasn't the most successful, but it was his favourite. Okay, this is not a good outlap. I've spun it twice. Now, the reason I'm taking the VRC 191 versus the ASR is I've tried both and I prefer this one. I think this one feels a little lighter. It feels a little more lively. The other one, and a lot of the ASR cars in general, are very sticky. I mean, I love them. Probably my most driven cars in this game, but I do think they might be a little too fast. Whereas the Jordan, the VRC cars, I think might be a little bit more accurate in terms of actual driving, so I'm sticking with the VRC. Though they're both good, I just prefer the VRC one. And of course, this is an old VRC install because they recently got told they can't use their proper name. So they don't actually have it as the Jordan 191 anymore. It's now called something else. Whereas this is an older mod when they still called it the Jordan 191 before they had to change the name on the website. Alright, let's see if I can't actually get a lap in, because so far we've done 2 laps and neither of them have, you know, worked. Pretty fast down the back straight, eh? It's not very nice on the downshifts, this thing. So I keep spinning out. I keep spinning out on the downshifts. Because the other cars just bang it, and it's fine. This thing, you really gotta downshift in a straight line. It means I'm not quite as confident into the braking zones. Alright, first lap. First proper lap, 1:11.8. I was scared this was either going to be massively slower or massively faster than the ASR cars, but actually it seems pretty on par, so that's really good. I'm really glad to hear it. I think it'll still be a pretty representative time. It won't stick out like a sore thumb. Turning in. You want to run it a bit wide around here, I think. I haven't quite got the optimal line. Uh-oh. Talking about the optimal line, that ain't it, Chief. Alright, come on, Jordan. Round your pop there, mate. Oh, lovely, lovely. Alright, let's have a good lap this time. Wasn't quite flat, but we're getting there. No. Ooh, nicely held. I am amazed I managed to hold that slide. Holy shit, I really thought I was going with it. Whoa, 110.4. Holy shit. Where did that come from? Uh-oh. Yeah. I let him slide for too long. Alright. No. Alright, I think on lap 9 we're going to play it a bit more safe. We're just going to try and do a good lap. Then lap 10, I'm finally going to attempt to take that chicane out of the first sequence of corners flat out. I think I could do it, but I don't know, I need a bit more confidence. Let's go. Maybe a smooth lap will just get me that extra speed. Oh shit. That's certainly not going to help. 4/10 down? I don't think this lap was that bad. Jeez. Alright, well, final lap, all or nothing, let's go. Oh, finally took that chicane flat. Fuck, that felt good. We're half a second up on our previous best. That's a 1:09 in there. If I could just keep this lap together and fast, then a 1:09 is possible. Oh, don't choke. I'm so gonna choke. Oh, I know it. Oh, I'm panicking. No! No! 7/10 up! Oh my god, that was gonna be it! We were 7/10 up! No! We were almost 8/10 up! No! And that was my final lap! No! Oh my god! Oh, oh my god. Let's watch this. The saddest moment in sim racing history. You ready for this? Look at this. Look at this. Watch this. There you go. Boom. That's the saddest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire... Oh. I can't even right now. Oh, the slow spin. Oh. Alright. Let's watch the Let's get the replay up on my fastest lap. Jordan 191. What can I say in conclusion? It was really nice to drive the VRC car. Highly recommend this version of the Jordan 191 for anyone who wants to give it a go. A 1 minute 8 was probably possible. 1 minute 9 definitely possible. I bottled it and I hate myself. Next car. Now to one of my personal favorites of the 91 season, the Benetton B191. I love this thing. I love the high nose. I love the yellow camel livery. I think it's fantastic. And entertainingly, this is the first car we've driven that won a race in the 91 season. None of the other cars had won a race. This is the first one that had, in the hands of Nelson Piquet at the 1991 Canadian Grand Prix. The old Brazilian, proving he still had a bit left to give. This is the highest placed Ford V8 car of the 91 season. Not quite as good as the 1990 Benetton. I think they had, after they, finished the 90 season with a win and a double podium with Moreno and Piquet, I think they were expecting a lot more from the 91 season. But the car just wasn't quite there. Piquet's win in the 91 Canadian Grand Prix, wow, great, and wow, not to discredit him as a driver at all, was a bit fortuitous. He really probably shouldn't have won that race had it not been for the McLarens goofing themselves and, Mansell, Patrese both going out. I think they both went out. As I said, this is one of my favourite cars of the 91 season, so I've driven this mod a lot. And this car suffers, at least this modded version of the car, suffers chronic understeer. It's bad. It's really frustrating to deal with. So, this track seems to be a track that really accentuates understeer. I don't know what it is about it. Something about this track seems to make understeery cars show themselves. It's not as bad as the Ligier. That was pretty painful. That was definitely the worst car to drive. It wasn't the slowest. That was still the Fondmetal, I think. But I'll tell you, the Ligier was the worst to drive. Uh-oh. I expect good things out of this Benetton. It should do pretty good, but I mean, as I said, it wasn't a race winner. I mean, it won a race, but it didn't have that kind of pace. But it certainly wasn't one of the slower cars of the season. Alright, come on. Good lap. Let's go. I'm so tired. There we go. Flat round there. Touch the grass on entry, it's certainly not going to help. Ooh, 112.6. Not 12, that's an 11. 111.6. Ah. Boy. Exhausted. I'm not sure if a 1 minute 10 is in this thing, to be honest. It just doesn't, I don't know, feel that fast? I mean, it won a race. All three of its drivers, Piquet, Moreno, and Schumacher, all did pretty amazing things in this car. Admittedly, I think it only got the one podium with Piquet winning, I think. But it certainly wasn't trash-tastic. I just can't seem to get a lap together in this thing. Not a particularly fast lap, at least. It's not like it's bad to drive or offensively slow, it's just I don't know, there's not much in it. Oh shit. Oh my god. What a catch. Holy shit. 1.3 down. Oh god, my final lap's gonna have to be a hell of a lap. And I don't think it's gonna be, but either that or nothing. Let's go. Final lap. No, I was 3/10 up. I saw that. And I was technically faster, but I mean I hit the walls, so not really. Whew. Alright, let's watch the replay then. Alright, to finish off. Should have done a lot better in this thing than I actually ended up doing. I love the car. I think it's very pretty. I love the high nose. Probably should have done better than I actually did. Next. Alright, now we're into the big boys. Oh yeah, we've reached the Ferraris. Now, interestingly, the Ferrari didn't win a race in '91. Yes, this is when they started their drought of winning because they kept making crap cars. But I think the car was alright in '91. It just never quite reached the level of any of its predecessors. This is also a fun fact about Ferrari, and in fact the next three teams, Ferrari, Williams and McLaren, are the only three teams from '91 to still be operating under the same name. There you go, that's a fun fact for you. And first car with a semi-automatic gearbox. No more and H pattern for me. I'm back to clicky clickies. It means I can also left foot brake. Now, I haven't put much mileage into this car, the Ferrari. So I'm not 100% sure what to expect, but it has got another gear. And all the other cars have been 6-speed. This is a 7-speed. So I'm going to have to refigure out what gear to be in for each corners. That was not good. Let's go. First flying lap. Ooh, double lockup. That's not going to help. Oh, and a bit of oversteer. That's really not going to help. Flying through the chicane. It is flat. Just. Woo. Really thought I was going to slide right off into the grass just then. Alright, let's see what our first lap was. 1:12.2. Alright, but really this thing should be very quick. Whoa! As long as we're not doing that, this thing should be a bit of a... I mean, it's a Ferrari, for Christ's sake. And I know it wasn't the best Ferrari ever made, but certainly wasn't the worst. 92 and 93 were still to come. So I did not know what to expect from this Ferrari, but it actually handles alright. Ah, fuck the exit there. Should have been a much faster lap, but let's give it another go, eh? 1:11.3. Oh, this thing really should be the fastest car I've driven by now, by a long margin. And I know the Ferrari wasn't that fast. It's not like I'm driving a rocket ship, but it should be a bit faster, I think. Come on. Ooh, 110.438. Isn't that what I did in the Jordan? Isn't that exactly what I did in the Jordan? I feel like it's an identical... It can't be. That'd be ridiculous. Come on, 1 minute 9s. Let's go. Alright, lap 8. Oh, I can't believe I slowed that down. I really thought I'd fucked it just then. Holy shit. Good exit, good exit. 110.3, second to last lap. Let's go. Uh-oh, that's not going to help my lap time. Oh no. Okay. I really should be able to hit a 1 minute 9. I just can't quite seem to get the lap together. 1 minute 9s, let's do it. 1 minute 9. Believe! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 1 minute 9, come on! Nah. Ah. Wow. So close. 8 milliseconds off. My fastest. Wow. Alright, let's watch them replays, eh? Alright, Ferrari, in conclusion. Actually handled pretty nice, pretty well. I was expecting it to handle a little worse. Obviously it wasn't shockingly fast. I probably should have driven it a bit faster. But yeah, pretty good. It's a Ferrari, what can I say? It was not a very good Ferrari, but it was a Ferrari. Next, Williams FW14. I don't know what there is to say about this car. It was a really good Williams. Not quite there yet. They hadn't quite figured it out. It wasn't yet 92. Let's get that bloody clear. But it was a hell of a good car. Renault V10. Semi-auto. Let's go. Right off the bat, it feels a bit stiffer than the Ferrari. What's interesting is that a lot of the ASR cars feel very similar to drive and like the force feedback and stuff, but the Ferrari, the Williams, and I assume the McLaren, you know, being the top 3 cars, all feel very different from each other and from the rest of the packs. I assume that's because they've had more time to work on the McLaren, the Williams, and the Ferrari, and probably more pressure to do so from people. Let's go for a flyer. Let's see what she's like. Can't believe I held that. Holy shit. 1 minute 12.6. I really should be able to hit 1 minute 9 in this thing. I mean, for Christ's sake. 1 minute 8, 1 minute 9, 1 minute 10, 3. Alright, come on, 1 minute 9. Brake a little later, because I can. This car does inspire good confidence. I can left foot brake. It's a lot easier to change gears, obviously. 10.7. Not good. 10.2. Come on! Oh yes, come on. Could have been a bit more aggressive through there, I reckon. Come on, 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 come on. 1 minute 9.8, yes! Woo! Lap 7 with a 1:9.8. Finally! The 1 minute 9s. Holy shit-a-rama. Let's see how fast we can go now. That's not going to help. That's a bad line. And now I'm spinning out. Nice 360 bit. Alright. Lap 9, second to last lap. We'll be a bit more conservative, just get it around, and then in lap 10, we're going to go absolutely bananas and see what we can get. No, I don't know if I was up or not on my time, but that's certainly not going to help, is it? Last lap in the Williams. Well, that's that lap in the fucking trash. 1.3, 1.4 seconds down. I highly doubt I'm going to... This is going to be the lap of dreams. But might as well keep pushing, you never know. Woo! I believe I held that, to be honest. Uh-oh. Yeah, well, that's that lap done, eh? Alright then. Woo! Last lap in the Williams did not work out so hot. Crikey. Well, I guess there's nothing to do now apart from, let's watch the replay of the fastest lap. Alright, in conclusion, the Williams, what can I say? It's a joy to drive. It's a Williams, it's great. On to the final car! And for the final car, the McLaren. I mean, what can I say about it? It's the MP46B. Not their most iconic car ever, but Senna won a championship in it. It was a hell of a good car, really fast. I'm not sure if it was the last car to win a championship with a H pattern. I think the 94 Benetton might have been the last car to win the championship with a H pattern, but it certainly would have been one of the latest. Honda V10 power. Listen to that. Let's go. Alright, first flyer. Let's have a look. Feels really fast. It doesn't feel maybe quite as nimble as some of the other cars. It does feel a bit bigger, but it's fucking fast. That's for damn sure. I reckon maybe a 1 minute 8. I'm not sure if I can do a 1 minute 8, but I'm pretty sure the car can. The car can probably do 1.7, 1.6 with the right setup and the right driver. I am neither of those things. 1 minute 9.5 already. What the hell? I didn't expect it. I didn't feel like that mega of a lap. What the hell is this thing? It's a monster. It's so fast. Alright, let's go for a good lap this time. How's that sound? Even that scuffed lap was still really fast. Oh shit. Ooh, that would have hurt a lot. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Actually, this wasn't a Honda V12. V10. This is a Honda V12, wasn't it? What did the Tyrrell drive earlier? I was saying it was a Honda V10. Did I not think about it? Was Honda V12 this year? Was this car the last car to win a championship with a V12 as well? I think this was the last car to win a Constructors with a H pattern and V12, which is pretty cool. Unless, of course, I'm getting all my facts wrong, which is also a very high possibility. I'll slap some text up on the screen saying whether I'm right or wrong. One minute 9.2. Wow. Funny, out of all the 91 cars, this is probably the one I put the least amount of mileage into. And yet I'm already driving it super quickly. I guess that shows you that it was a really freaking good car. I like the ASR mods a lot. I like that they make them. I like that these cars are able to drive. I think, especially a lot of the back markers, just people don't care. People don't make them. I love back markers. It was really my whole idea for this video was because I wanted to make a video about back markers. And I got to drive some real stinkers. Entertainingly, of all the cars I've driven, I still think the most fun was probably the Brabham. That was the most fun to drive. And the least fun with the Ligier. God, I hated driving that Ligier. The Lambo Ligier. It was really crap. But the car was probably the least accurate in terms of outright performance. Was likely that Modena. I mean, and probably the Brabham as well. They were both, I think, a bit too fast for what they were. They were both not particularly fast, especially the Modena did not pre-qualify for quite a few races. So I think the fact that I was so fast in it might mean that it needs a bit more tweaking. I was also really surprised of how slow the Fondmetal and the Larrousse were. I really, especially the Larrousse, thought it was going to be a hell of a lot faster. The Fondmetal, I don't really, as I said when I was driving it, I don't really know much about it, so I'm not super surprised that it was a piece of shit. But the Larrousse, I mean, They had just come off of an incredible third place with Aguri Suzuki. It was so slow as well in this. I was really driving it really hard just to get anything with it. It was really crap, which I was really surprised by. Here we go. Last lap. This is lap I've done. When I have finished this lap, I would have done 160 laps. It's been 4 hours I've been driving now. My wrist hurts, my hands are blistered, I'm sweating. 160 laps of the Croft circuit. 16 different cars I've driven, if I haven't counted them incorrectly. 4 hours of recording. Wonder how many freaking gear changes I've done. My wrist hurts so bad. My hands are blistered and red and sweaty. My back is achy. How the fuck do endurance drivers do it? I mean, they probably sit better with a nicer seat. And they exercise. Oh, crap house. Shit house section. Come on. I don't care that this lap wasn't that fast. I don't care that I never managed to get into the 108s. The McLaren, shockingly, the McLaren was the fastest. Who saw that coming in the list? And finally, we did it. Oh, finally. 160 laps. 4 hours and 12 minutes. I just looked at the recording now. I've been doing this. So, I hope I get some bloody content out of it. Alright, let's watch the fastest lap in the McLaren, eh? What can I say about the McLaren? It's fast, it's fun, the mod is free, as are most of the mods here. I paid for a couple of them. I love it. I love all these mods. I'm so glad that ASR make them, and I think it's time to have a look at the leaderboard. Before we get into the leaderboard stuff, I just want to say, you see these 16 videos playing in the background? This has almost killed my computer to have 16 HD videos all running at the same time in the editing software is almost too much for my computer to handle. And now I'm covering it up with the leaderboard time, so you know, enjoy that. At number 16 we have the Larrousse Ford with a 1 minute 15. Next we have the Fondmetal Ford 1:14.1, the Lotus Judd 1:13.7, the Footwork Porsche 1:13.2, the Ligier Lambo 1:12.6, the only car in the 1 minute 12s. The Tyrrell was a 1:11.8, the Benetton 1:11.6, the Leyton House just ahead of it at another 1:11.6. Next we have the Modena 1:11.242, the Dallara 1:10.8, the Brabham another 1:10.8, the Minardi 1:10.7, the Jordan 1:10.4, the Ferrari just ahead of it with a 1:10.3, the Williams a 1:9.8, and at number 1, the McLaren with a 1:9.2. So what we can conclude from this list is that the slowest cars of the 91 season were in fact the slowest, and the fastest car was the fastest. Aren't you glad you sat through 2 hours to learn that?